Hi, I'm June Carter, 15 years old. I'm from…
Oh my gosh! This dummy just put salt in her tea!
No, I'm not dummy. I just pretend to be so I can survive. Truth is, at 15, people called me a genius. Mom's a businesswoman while Dad was a hardworking professor, even though he passed away 5 years ago. And I got all their brains. At 3, I could spell photosynthesis without tripping over my tongue. At 5, I was tearing through Harry Potter. Before 10, I was helping Mom pick stocks. We lived in a regular apartment in the heart of New York, aka the city that never sleeps. Every weekend came with the soundtrack of construction. Even when I was trying to read the encyclopedia, it felt like someone was drilling straight into my head. One afternoon, I came home and saw Mom buried under a mountain of stuff. So, are we starting a new gig in shipping or something?
We're moving.
Moving? Where? Why?
Somewhere in the suburbs. Quiet, fresh air. You'll like it.
I tried to figure it out with my genius-level brain, but it came up empty.
You'll know soon, sweetie. Just trust me, okay?
I mean, I already packed, didn't I? I totally passed out in the car until it screeched to a stop in front of this giant, ancient, filthy, rich mansion. Mom? Did we get lost or something? She didn't answer, just waved for me to follow her down the stone path. And for once, my brain just stopped working. The door opened. A butler bowed in front of us.
Welcome home, Miss Carter. The madam is in her room.
Wait, what? 2 minutes later, I was standing next to Mom in a fancy room. On the big bed lay a woman I'd never seen in my life. She looked like royalty.
June, this is your grandmother, Margaret.
I have a grandma? Yep, I did. She was the CEO of some big deal investment firm. And she was sick. Really sick.
She's fixing her will, but that's not why we're here, June. We're just visiting.
Sure, totally believable. But my biggest question was, why the heck didn't Mom ever tell me about her? Grandma Margaret. Before I could even speak, a man stormed into the room without knocking. Right behind him were a girl and a guy around my age. Turned out he was my uncle, my mom's big brother, and those two were totally my cousins.
This is Clarissa, 17, and Joseph, 16. What perfect timing, huh, June?
Clarissa looked like she walked out of a Ralph Lauren ad, chill and full of herself. She shook my hand like she was a queen and I was the local peasant. Joseph didn't even try to act nice. From the way they looked at me, I could tell they saw me as competition for the inheritance. That night, I just stared at the ceiling, hearing my uncle's voice on loop.
What perfect timing, huh, June?
That was not a welcome. Obvi. So I made a choice. Let them think I was harmless. Let them underestimate me. I'd play dumb and stay chill. The next morning at breakfast, Clarissa frowned when I stirred my tea with a butter knife. Then I casually asked, "Do we have any oat milk? I read somewhere cows are totally extinct." Clarissa almost choked, and Joseph snorted. Good. Let them think I'm clueless. Right then, I heard Grandma yelling. A maid came rushing out with her wheelchair. She was crying. Ugh, she's being cranky again.
She hates looking weak in that chair.
So she hadn't left her room in months? Boring. Guess it was time I said hi to Grandma. I made a bold move and asked her out for a stroll. Good afternoon, madam. Your royal chariot awaits. Luckily, she didn't scream at me, but she didn't look thrilled either. Do I look like I'm dying to you? No, but I think the Roses could really use a firm supervisor. They've been kind of rebellious lately. My dumb comment actually made her laugh, and somehow I became the first person to get Grandma Margaret out of her room in forever. That walk changed everything. We got to know each other. Turned out Grandma wasn't cold. She was indeed soft-hearted. And while I wasn't playing Inheritance Hunger Games, I had a feeling Clarissa and Joseph wouldn't win by just showing off.
Oh, my lady's out for a garden stroll today?
That's when I met Fred, son of the gardener. But honestly, he was closer to Grandma than anyone else in the house. You should have seen them. Meanwhile, I kept dodging my oh-so-charming cousins like a pro. Clarissa was still proudly parading her medals and certificates to Grandma, and of course, she got praised every single time. She looked so smug whenever I sat there, zoning out and counting ants in the grass. Have you ever heard of the company's renovation budget, June? She was testing me. Hold on, I'm hurting these ants right now. What did you say? Never mind. Eventually, Clarissa just stopped acknowledging me, but Joseph, not yet. One morning while I was making tea for Grandma, Joseph strolled up all friendly and handed me a little jar. Said it was the best kind of sugar for the elderly. Naturally, I used it. Grandma took a sip, then froze completely.
June made that tea just for you, Grandma. Oh my gosh, this girl just put salt in the tea.
I saw this TikTok that said seniors sometimes need more sodium for blood circulation. That's creative and thoughtful. Joseph looked like he just bit into a lemon. Guess he didn't expect me to dodge his little trap like that. June 1, Joseph Salty. Somehow those wheelchair walks with Grandma became a daily thing. Her stories were like old novels. Worn, dramatic, but totally fascinating. And little by little, she opened up. I was engaged once, but I chose the Carter name instead. I was young, foolish, hungry for power. Your mother didn't want that life. She chose love, and she left. I let her. And she's never regretted that choice. And just like that, I had my answer, why I'd never heard of Grandma Margaret until now. I wasn't mad at Mom. I admired her more than ever. Then one day I got tasked with finding her beloved cat, Duchess. Obviously, it wasn't a job for perfect Clarissa or Mr. Too Cool Joseph. Nope, it went to me, the ditzy little girl who can't do anything right. While wandering in the garden, I heard a thump in the dry grass, followed by Duchess's familiar meow. If you jump off the roof and land on this patch of grass, you could survive. As long as you hit it at the right angle and the air drag doesn't mess you up too bad. But seriously, don't pull that kind of stunt again, got it?
Most people don't really factor in air resistance, you know?
Fred had showed up out of nowhere holding a plate of lemon tart, probably meant for Grandma.
If you were really clueless, you could never say things like that.
He handed me a slice and walked away. That look he gave me was like he saw straight through the act. And that's when I noticed Clarissa and Joseph were there too.
I knew it! She's been playing us this whole time, pretending to be all sweet and innocent just to fool Grandma.
Not even a second later, the two of them stormed straight into Grandma's room and slammed the door shut. My stomach dropped. If they started digging, they'd definitely find the articles about me. The brainiac who won all those competitions. The harmless little June image would be so gone. A little later, the door opened again. Clarissa walked out calm as ever. Meanwhile, Joseph shot me that smug little smirk of his. Grandma's not in the mood for her walk today. You should go back to your room. Oh, and she wants to talk to you tomorrow morning. And tomorrow night, she's announcing the will. Let your mom know. That night, I couldn't sleep, just like my first night here. But this time, it wasn't about strategy. I was scared. I cared about Grandma, the woman who used to glare at anyone who brought her a wheelchair, who now trusted me to push it. She told me stories no one else had heard. She let me in, and I lied. The next morning, I stepped into her room like I was walking into court. But when she looked at me, her smile was so soft. Like Clarissa and Joseph hadn't said a single word to her. June, if I didn't choose you, would you still stay? I didn't come here to be chosen. I'm staying because I love you. That's all, dear. You can go now. See you at dinner. I sat outside on the swing, totally spaced out, thinking about what just happened. Was she mad? Did she forgive me?
You okay?
She knows everything. I shouldn't have faked it.
Yeah, you shouldn't have. But even smart people do dumb stuff sometimes.
Fred always knew how to say the right thing. No wonder Grandma adored him. That night was the first time Grandma joined us for dinner. And the tension? Whew, you could cut it with a spoon. I've made my decision. I swear I could hear the clock ticking. The one who will inherit the estate and lead the company is June. My breath caught. My heart was doing somersaults. Why me? Why someone who didn't even play the game? My uncle stood up so fast, then he walked straight out of the room. Didn't say a single word. Clarissa didn't flinch. Didn't get mad either. She just froze.
But she's a straight-up liar! How can you trust her?
I've known for a while. A truly foolish child could never pretend the way June did. What I saw wasn't deception. It was restraint, kindness, wisdom. And I believe you can do this.
Joseph shoved his chair back, then stormed out. Clarissa looked at me, then smiled. I'll help you. If you want to learn more about the company, just ask. Thank you. Seriously. After dinner, I spotted Mom standing in the hallway. She looked nervous, like really nervous.
She asked to talk. After all this time, she asked me to sit with her.
Mom stayed in Grandma's room for a long time that night. I had no idea what they talked about, but afterward, she hugged me tight and whispered,
"Thank you."
And I knew something broken had finally started to heal. I stepped outside and saw Fred waiting for me. He looked like the main lead from a K-drama.
Hey, Newton. Not gonna lie, you're kind of terrifying when you look all wise and enlightened.
You stalking me now?
Just doing Grandma's bidding, taking you to your new school.
He waved toward the house, and there they were, Grandma and Mom both smiling at us from the porch. I was starting a new chapter. But this time, I wasn't pretending to be clueless anymore. This was my first new class of the semester. The moment I stepped in, the whole room went dead silent. I made my way to the only empty seat in the back. As I walked, students parted into 2 rows like I was royalty or something. Some were literally shaking.
I'm sorry, teacher. The basketball. I'll put it away right now.
I didn't even blink at him. I just kept walking. Right as I sat down, the classroom door swung open. Good morning, class. Sorry I'm late. Oh wow, you're all settled in already? Love that energy. Ma'am, parents aren't allowed in here. Morning, miss. I'm Abby Johnson. Just Abby is fine. The entire class turned to gawk at me. Hardest hit? The same boy clinging to his basketball like it was a lifeline. Been here, done that. I just shrugged at them all. Yo, what's up? I'm Abby, 16 years old. Yeah, you heard that right. I'm not exactly giving teen energy, huh? If you want to know why, hit that like and subscribe for MDA's YouTube channel. I was born with snow white hair and wrinkles, basically a real-life Benjamin Button, all thanks to progeria, a rare condition that makes you age like a grandma before you can even walk. But real talk, I never hated it. If anything, my look got me the lead role in the hit sitcom Little Granny when I was 5.
Kid, you're perfect. This show's gonna be a big hit.
I ate that role up. My tiny, grumpy old lady act was iconic.
You're scared of this? Oh, please. You gotta try if you want to win. I'm scared. Mommy!
And just like that, the cursed nickname Grumpy Granny stuck with me since I was 5. Directors lined up to cast me in the same recycled roles. Old ladies, prematurely aged characters, rinse and repeat. Even in real life, I committed to the granny vibe. And honestly, who's got time to explain their medical history to randos? Let people assume it's just my quirky celeb fashion choice.
Bro, that's Grumpy Granny.
Why does she actually look old? That's gotta be some kind of makeup, right?
Or maybe she stays in costume 24/7. Who knows what famous people do?
Hello, I can hear you. But honestly, my face was a cheat code. People respected me. People feared me. Why? Because I legit looked exactly like our homeroom teacher. While other girls had to deal with wild boys acting like kindergartners in the hallways, all Grumpy Granny had to do was show up and boom, total silence. And yeah, I may have exploited it a few times. Lines? Skipped. Who's making an elderly woman wait? Like when I got on the bus, I'd wobble a little, make eye contact with some dude and
Oh, here, ma'am. Take this seat.
See? Effortless. Life was smooth sailing. Until my nemesis showed up. One perfect morning, I was strolling through campus minding my business. No one dared approach me, probably too freaked out by my old lady face and resting Ice Queen energy.
Yo, it's Grumpy Granny! Ha! Looks even scarier in real life than on TV.
I froze, locking eyes with the menace. No one had ever called me that to my face. No one. What did you just say?
Aw, dang! Grumpy Granny is mad at me, looking exactly like she does on TV.
Then, like the gremlin he was, he just ran off laughing. Tracking him down was a whole side quest since I had, negative social connections. But I finally got the info. Max, same age, new transfer. Apparently a walking thirst trap. Stylish, cocky, and girls were obsessed.
Max used to be in movies! He's so cool. Free-spirited, rebellious, everything!
And yet, this golden boy decided I was his personal target. He popped up everywhere just to bug me. Obviously, I fired back.
What's up with the granny glasses? Are your eyes that tired? You'd look way cuter without them.
Annoyingly, he was right. My body aged faster than everyone else's, and my vision had been getting worse. That's why I always wore glasses, to protect my eyes. My eyes are just exhausted from seeing too much of you. Now shoo.
My mom swears by this anti-aging cream.
It's a walk away from me.
You're so serious all the time. Smile more. Otherwise, you'll end up looking like a dried up raisin. And, I don't know, but I swear you'd slay in this dress.
That's it! I don't care about your opinions, your creams, or your basic fashion advice. Max was stunned when he saw me snap. I mean, fair enough. I usually kept things cool, calm, and collected. But I didn't care what he thought. I'd put up with way too much of his nonsense already. Hopefully, that was the last time he'd ever mess with me. Our school's annual costume festival was coming up. Along with prom, it was one of the biggest events of the year. I never really got involved in things like this, but this year, Max was on a mission to drag me into the chaos.
We have to make Abby the highlight of the festival. She can go as Dolores Umbridge from Harry Potter. No one, I mean no one, fits the better role than Abby.
Not happening.
Wait, that's actually genius! She does look just like Umbridge.
And she's a pro actress. This is gonna be so good.
Normally, no one dared to pressure me into things, but thanks to Max, everyone suddenly found their courage. My opinion was completely ignored. It was official. I was Dolores Umbridge. The festival was packed with a ton of outsiders visiting. I stood in a corner, bored out of my mind, posing for photos with strangers, trying to stay low-key. Then, of course, Max strutted over, armed with his usual annoying antics.
Come on, crack a smile. You'd look so much cuter if you did.
People roared with laughter, as if I needed him to remind me that cute and my face weren't exactly a match. I ignored him. Max pouted like a kicked puppy and wandered off. But thanks to him, people started gathering around me, staring harder. And then, the comments started.
OMG, you totally remind me of my old homeroom teacher. Grumpy, strict, kind of terrifying.
I shot her a warning glare, but before I could say anything, a little girl suddenly burst into tears.
Ah, she's so scary! You made her cry! I won't let you get away with this!
Things spiraled fast. More people crowded around, staring at me like I was some kind of monster. Max stood in the middle, looking 0% concerned. If anything, he was smirking, like he was enjoying the show.
Oof. Looks like you gotta step on a smile and go full soft mode if you want to calm the kids down. No more resting menace face.
And then someone slammed into me, hard.
Oh, oops. Didn't see you there. I was too busy checking on the poor crying girl. Who even does that to a kid?
I froze. The judgmental stares felt like daggers. What did I even do? That was it. I was done. I turned and walked away without looking back. I made my way to the garden behind the school. Finally, peace. Or so I thought.
Why are you hiding back here instead of partying?
Oh, for the love of him again. I stayed silent, hoping he'd take a hint.
Listen. We kinda said some pretty harsh stuff, and I'm sorry for not realizing it hurt you.
I almost laughed at how ridiculous this was. Don't act like you care. You've been the most annoying person in my life. I've gotten used to the stares. The whispers about my wrinkles, my white hair, my grandma vibes. Max suddenly hugged me. That's when I realized I was crying. For the next half hour, I straight up bawled while Max stood there, panicking like a clueless babysitter.
So, remember when we acted together? You totally made me cry back then. So, I wanted to get back at you. But the more I got to know you, the more I realized you're actually kinda awesome. Smart, chill, deep.
I have progeria. I don't want to live like an old lady. I want to be like every other girl. Young, dressing up in cute fits, but I can't.
I had no idea. I'm sorry. But hey, I have a plan.
Max was weirdly invested in this makeover mission. Sure, nothing could realistically change my actual appearance.
We just need a new fit, better makeup, and some attitude adjustments. Boom! Problem solved.
And so, the disaster began. First step, shopping. Max dragged me to a clothing store ready to overhaul my wardrobe.
Aw, what a sweet grandson taking his grandma shopping!
I stormed out. Max chased after me, pleading. Step 1, total flop. The next days, Max tried to give me a glow-up with barely any beauty knowledge. It was a disaster, like full-on clown mode.
Yeah. You've been in granny mode for so long. Maybe try talking to some girls your age. Normal human interaction.
So I tried. I really did. As I approached a group of girls, their faces immediately stiffened. The moment I opened my mouth, pure panic. And just like that, step 3 was an epic fail. Every single plan failed spectacularly. I've lived with this condition for 16 years. I'm just used to it. Just stop trying to fix me. But before I could walk away, Max grabbed my wrist and dragged me with him. Next thing I knew, I was on the back of his massive motorcycle. Every girl in school would die for this moment. But here I was, the only one who actually got it. And I didn't even have time to process before, vroom! He sped off straight to an amusement park. Then, Max forced me onto every single ride.
Ah! Oh my god! I'm gonna throw up!
My head was spinning, my legs were jelly, but Max? Oh no, he wasn't done.
Okay, stop! I can't feel my legs.
One last ride, I swear.
Before we could keep arguing, an old man suddenly appeared out of nowhere.
Hey, why are you bullying this lovely lady in broad daylight? Don't you know these rides aren't meant for elderly folks?
Excuse me? I'm not old. You know what? Bring it on.
Max chased after me, laughing as we both cracked up at the ridiculous situation.
You know, when I was a kid, I was shy. A total crybaby. But you told me, don't be scared. You gotta try if you want to win.
I was speechless. Had I really been that fearless? 5-year-old me didn't care about progeria, didn't hide from the world. She starred in a hit sitcom. She made people laugh. When did I stop being that girl? That dress you tried to give me, do you still have it? Max's eyes lit up. Like a magician, he pulled it out instantly. The dress was stunning. I used to think it wasn't for me, but now I wanted it. Prom's coming up. I have a surprise for you. Finally, the night of prom arrived. I took a deep breath and stepped into the ballroom. Silence. Absolute silence. And then the whispers exploded.
Whoa, Granny's trying to look young today. That's so not you.
As long as I feel beautiful, that's all that matters. A wave of cheers and whistles erupted around me, and when I turned, I saw Max clapping the loudest. He slowly made his way toward me, looking insanely good in his tux.
You look incredible. Can I have this dance?
Of course! As the music played, we danced, and in the middle of it all, we shared a sweet, perfect kiss. Hey there! I'm June from California. Before diving into my story, don't forget to like and subscribe to MDA. I grew up missing my mom's love. My dad's a scientist and an environmental activist. After I got better, I was glued to him. Does June want to come visit France? I always felt unsafe away from him. When I turned 17, I found out people hated my dad, suspecting him of taking bribes in an environmental project. One day, our car was blocked by protesters.
Stop dumping oil into the ocean! It's a crime!
I was shocked, and Dad panicked, telling the driver to speed away. The next day, Dad said I was moving to France to live with my aunt. What? I'm not going anywhere without Dad.
I'm in some trouble, sweetheart. It's what we have to do. I don't want you affected by this negativity. You mean everything to me.
I knew he was just worried about me, but his decision was my worst fear. Living far from Dad? And in France with an aunt I've never met? Oh no. No! I said goodbye to Dad before boarding the plane, trying to look okay for him, but inside I was trembling with fear. It was my first long flight alone. Ah! Don't hurt me!
What? I'm just stowing my bag.
Sorry. When he sat down and talked on the phone, I realized he was French. Wow, his accent's really cool.
Wait, it feels like someone's watching me.
He leaned in to look, turning me beet red with embarrassment. I wish I could just disappear.
Oh, it's nothing. Someone must be dazzled by my good looks.
What? No way! I was just curious about a French guy. Who knew I'd meet a nutcase? Though handsome. I had a bad feeling about this trip.
Mister, I want to sit next to that pretty lady. I want to be in the middle.
Where are your parents?
My mom's sitting way over there.
Say it like this. Would you switch seats with me, please?
Would you switch seats?
Add please.
Please?
No.
Man, what kind of guy is he? The kid ended up grumpily returning to his original seat. Ugh, over 7 hours sitting next to this crazy dude. As the plane took off, lightning streaked across the sky and it began to rain. I felt so anxious, my heart racing, I could hardly breathe.
Hey, are you okay?
Unable to speak, I just shook my head at him. I'm not scared of heights or flying. I just dread the thought of something happening and never seeing Dad again. Just as I was about to cry, a hand grabbed mine. I looked up and the rude boy was looking at me. Worriedly?
Hold my hand. It'll be all right.
I was speechless, just gripping his hand. Thankfully, the storm passed quickly, the skies cleared. But I felt so embarrassed I stayed silent for the rest of the flight. When we landed, I tried to gather courage to thank him, but he disappeared into the crowded airport. I didn't even know his name. Looking at Paris on the way to my aunt's house, the city was breathtaking. As soon as my aunt saw me, she hugged me tightly. Oh, sweet girl, you must have been so scared. Stay here until your dad sorts things out, okay? I smiled and nodded obediently. That's when I met my cousin. So tall and so hot. Theo, though you'd never met, this is June. As he got close and leaned into my face, I awkwardly stepped back.
Silly girl, this is how the French greet.
Looks like you'll have to take her around, Theo. My, everything's so strange, but I hope I'll get used to it soon. It's going to be tough. The next day, Theo made me breakfast with bread, cold cuts, and butter.
Can't forget the croissants. Coffee, right?
Oh, no thanks. Everything here is amazing. It'd be perfect if Dad were here. Wish you were here, Dad.
Once everything settles down, I promise. Enjoy your time in France, sweetie.
Although Dad said things were getting better, I couldn't stop worrying about him.
Oh, come on, girl. You're in one of the world's most beautiful cities. Ditch the blues. I've got something even better for you.
Theo then took me to a stadium. And oh my gosh, a bunch of hot guys were standing there. Angels fallen from heaven?
Oh, that's my soccer team. They said it'd be great if I could bring you today.
I bet my face turned red as they turned around and waved at me. And they're going to do the French greeting thing, right? A guy sitting far away caught my attention. Is he on Theo's team?
Oh, that's Raphael, my best friend. But he's kind of cold to girls. No biggie, just ignore him. Hey, Raphael, time to hit the field.
But when he turned around, I was breathless. Is that him? The guy from the flight!
June, what's up?
I stuttered, unable to explain this coincidence. But he just walked past me as if he didn't know me. Hello? While everyone was playing, all I could think about was Raphael. Cold? He didn't seem like that day. I later found out Raphael was the only son of an oil tycoon.
He's born to inherit a fortune of millions.
An oil company, huh? Snap out of it. He really doesn't remember me? The next morning, Theo was supposed to take me to the Louvre, but didn't show up.
Sorry, June. I forgot I have to attend Fashion Week. I've got a surprise for you to make it up. Have fun.
Ugh, so annoying, standing me up like that.
Hello?
I turned around and there was Raphael. Theo's surprise?
Theo asked me to come here and babysit you.
So it's really him. That annoying attitude. Why did you ignore me yesterday? I thought I saw your twin or something. Theo said you're cold to all girls. Why are you?
Well, maybe because you're more annoying than them?
You.
Shh, keep quiet or you'll get kicked out.
I got lost admiring the art, all masterpieces. Then my eyes accidentally met Raphael's. He looked so gentle, unlike before. Huh? The kid cried louder when Raphael questioned him. Lost his parents, maybe?
June, watch the kid here. I'll find a guard.
I just nodded. He was so caring, totally different from his earlier attitude. Don't cry, little one. We'll find your parents, okay?
Oh mon fils, elle a l'intention de l'enlever. Où sont les agents de sécurité?
Uh-oh. Her attitude made me think a misunderstanding was brewing. I don't speak French. Suddenly, she grabbed my hand and shouted,
Police! Police!
handing me over to the cops, but I didn't do anything wrong.
Laissez-la partie!
I ran and hid behind Raphael. What's happening?
Don't worry, I'm here.
Raphael held my hand and approached them. The woman's expression relaxed. Then she looked startled. Finally, she apologized and handed us 2 tickets.
She gave us tickets to Disneyland Paris as a thank you.
God, lucky it wasn't a major misunderstanding. We spent almost a day at Disneyland Paris until we were famished. Raphael then took me to a fancy restaurant where I enjoyed all the delicacies, except for escargot. That's going to take some time. Aren't you fond of kids? Why didn't you give up your seat to that little boy on the plane?
Probably because I wanted to sit next to you.
My face turned bright red. So, what does that mean? Could it be...
Look at them! What an adorable couple!
a couple? So annoying. Suddenly, my phone rang. It was a call from Dad. Today was so much fun.
Honey, the lawsuit's getting out of control and things are going downhill. Worst case, I might have to go to jail.
His words struck me like lightning. Just yesterday, Dad said things were looking up.
What's wrong? Maybe I can help?
I told Raphael everything, but when I mentioned my dad's name, his expression changed.
Your dad's lawsuit. It's tied to my family's company.
Everything felt so eerily coincidental. Was fate messing with me? I left Raphael there and returned home alone. I thought he was someone I could trust aside from my dad. I need to go back to the US. Dad must need me right now.
What's up, kiddo? Didn't have fun out there?
I shook my head, just too drained to speak.
Raphael came looking for you.
I was about to shut the door, but he was quicker.
June, I think we need to have a clear talk. You're planning to go back to the US now?
Yes! When everyone's turning their backs on my dad, I need to be by his side.
If you believe your dad's innocent, I'll help you uncover the truth.
Then I found out my dad had been hiding a lot from me to spare me worry. He got embroiled in a bribery scandal to cover up an oil company secretly dumping waste into the sea where he was researching. That company belonged to Raphael's family in the US.
That's why I had to go to the US to sort out the company's mess. And that's how we met on that flight. My family's company didn't do those illegal things, but your dad believes we're behind everything and framed him.
So there must be a misunderstanding on both sides.
Yes. I'll go back to the US with you. We'll clear this up together.
We sat together on the flight back to the US, much like our previous one. But now our relationship had changed. We reviewed all documents, hoping to find a third party's involvement.
The best way to clear things up is with evidence.
We set up a small tent on a cliff, just waiting to catch the real culprit. As the night got colder, I tried not to shiver. I didn't want him to know I was uncomfortable. He'd make me go back. But I couldn't help it when he asked.
Are you cold?
No, not really. I forced a smile, my teeth chattering. Raphael took off his jacket and draped it over me. He looked into my eyes and for a moment, it felt like a starry sky. He leaned in to kiss me, closer and closer. The sound of a truck engine startled us. Could it be? We jumped up and saw a fuel truck parked near the port.
It's them!
Raphael and I rushed out, quickly pulling the driver out. As we suspected, an oil company wanting to compete in the area with Raphael's family had used my dad for their illegal activities. What a despicable lot. The truth was finally brought to light. At last, we resolved everything. I could be with my dad again. After the stressful ordeal, Dad and I went to France, ready for a long vacation. As Dad fumbled with his greetings to my aunt, I sneaked off to meet Raphael. He took me up to the top of the Eiffel Tower, where we could view the entire beauty of Paris. You know, I've watched so many movies about couples and wish that...
June? Will you be my girlfriend?
I looked at him, surprised and happy, and nodded gently.